Granbury High School Choir, magnificent job. Thank you. See if we can start this off right. Good morning, Pirate Nation. All right, that's pretty good. Let's do that one more time. Good morning, Pirate Nation. Yes, that's much better. I need you to do something for me. Right down here in these first 4 rows are veterans that have served this country, and a lot of the reasons why we are here. I need a Pirate Nation salute to these veterans sitting right down here. Let's hear it for the veterans. That's perfect. Thank you guys so much for that. I got to do something real quick because you guys don't get to see what I get to see up here on stage. So I got to take a picture of it and show it and be able to show that to you. So hang on. I love it. Get the lighting right. This is a time of celebration. Of course, Memorial Day, we remember those who have fallen. This is a time of celebration to remember our veterans who have served, and as I said before, they're the reason that we are sitting here this day. All of the students and everyone here today, if you're not a veteran, if you have a family member somewhere along the way, whether it's a dad or a mom, a granddad, a great-granddad, I want to see a show of hands how a veteran has affected the lives of people in here. Okay, so that pretty much told me what I figured was the deal, is that everyone's life in this place has been affected by a veteran. So when you are out and about and you see the folks around wearing the hats, go shake their hands and say thank you for your service, because they deserve all of that they can get. They don't get it that much, but it is our responsibility to thank them at every chance that we do get. It's time to get into the ceremony now. We will have Marine Corps JROTC Cadet Lieutenant Clarissa Leyland will come forth with the invocation.
Let us pray. Father God, we pay tribute to those who have served our country to express our gratitude for their courage and selflessness, both among us today and those of generations past. May we never let down those who have served in defense of this country. May we uphold the values of freedom by our own right conduct. May we lead the world by example and become a light to other nations. May the labors and sacrifices of these veterans be honored not in words alone, but by our deeds. We must take their memories, take their dreams, and walk forward shouldering the cause of freedom, carrying it high and proud. They did, and now we must walk forward for them and for our future. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Clarissa. And now we have for the presentation of colors, the Marine Corps JROTC. Now, Marine Corps JROTC Cadet Angelia Henderson with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready, post. Ready, face. Forward, march, left, right. Left, 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 right. Left, right.
Please be seated. Thank you. One more acknowledgement for Granbury High School JROTC and the Granbury High School Choir. Got a few acknowledgments that we need to make. I would like to first thank the Veterans Committee for making this a spectacular Veterans Day ceremony. Dr. Jeremy Glenn, Superintendent, said, what do we need to do? Well, you can see the results of that, and it is a magnificent day. Jeremy Ross at the high school and so many others, our Veterans Committee, businesses throughout the community make this a reality each and every year. We've got some things that we would like to make you aware of. There is a prayer card. You can get these in the back. Now, if you have a family member that is a veteran, or if you're a veteran that would just like prayers, these will be available in the back. You can put the name and address on the back, and the Memorial Lanes folks will be doing a prayer ceremony for all of our veterans. And speaking of today, well, considering that Mother Nature has raised her anger ahead, the parade has been canceled this afternoon, so no parade. Sorry about that. T-shirts not going to be needed. So it's going to be a nice cold day. So we'll take care of all of our business right here. We have a contest that takes place each and every year, and it's What Veterans Day Means to Me essay contest. This was started by the Veterans Committee, and also the Hood County News is involved in the judging of this. Students from all area schools are involved in this. And so what we're going to do, we've got, I believe we have some of them here that are going to acknowledge, and we're also going to take the time to have the winning essay going to be read. First of all, we have Reagan Garrett from Lipan High School. Are you here? Understand on a wintry day not being here from Lipan. Thank you, Reagan, for participating. Ashlyn Denholm, Stars Accelerated High School. Evan Morgan, Granbury High School. Julia Zernick, Granbury Middle School. And our winner this year is Max McPherson from Acton Middle School. Are you here, Max? Hey, Max, you want to read this? Come on, man, you wrote it, you read it. Max also will be receiving a $100 gift certificate, and that is presented by MOA.
I don't believe everyone really understands the importance of Veterans Day. People usually don't think of Veterans Day as a big holiday, and I think that we should start thinking of it as one. There are so many reasons explaining why Veterans Day is meaningful to our country and people. Veterans are some of the most important people to our country. They are the ones who keep us safe and keep our country free. Without them, we would be in danger. They also have to leave their families and stay in camps for months and sometimes years at a time. Their families also usually go to sleep worrying about their loved ones. I understand how these families feel because both of my uncles are in the military. My first uncle was in Special Ops in the Army and was a Black Hawk pilot. He has served 7 deployments, and my other uncle has served 5 deployments. My family and I worry about them all the time. However, we are still very thankful that they serve and keep our country safe. Just like other people who have served, they have had to leave their families. Although both of them have remained safe, many of their friends have lost their lives protecting us. There are many ways to thank these veterans for what they have done. One of these ways is to send letters of thanks. You can do this by just writing down some things that you are thankful for them, or thankful for what they've done. There are many organizations that coordinate mailing letters and care packages to men and women across seas. Another way is to just spend time with them and thank them for what they have done for us. The last way is just to look them in the eye and shake their hand. It's as simple as that. In conclusion, Veterans Day should be praised just as much as other holidays, like Christmas and Thanksgiving. These men and women are heroes for our nation, and we should thank them. John F. Kennedy once said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I will forever be grateful."
Max McPherson, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that was incredible. Great job, Max. Now it's time for our keynote speaker. We have got Colonel Jerry K. Kenny Weldon II, United States Air Force retired. Colonel Kenny Weldon is the Commandant of the Corps of Cadets at Tarleton State University, where he leads the John Tarleton Leadership Academy. The Colonel retired from active duty military service following more than 26 years as an Air Force Civil Engineer officer. He held multiple command positions and served as a senior policy advisor on the security of defense level. His military decorations include Defense Superior Service Medal and Legion of Merit. Following his retirement, he returned to his hometown of Stephenville. He's a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy, a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, a Master of Science in Engineering, Environmental Management, and a Master of Science in National Security Strategy. Mercy. It's a smart fellow, let me tell you, folks. In addition to his work, the university serves on several regional and local boards. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Colonel Kenny Weldon, United States Air Force.
Well, good morning. Say it's great to be here. The energy in the room is phenomenal. It's a proud moment for Granbury, Hood County, and Granbury High School. I'd like to thank all those that are in attendance today, the veterans, students that are here. There's a group that, before I start talking, I don't want to forget, I want to recognize them because it's a very special element of the military. If you are the spouse of a veteran, I'd like for you to stand up, please. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. Now, I know it's cold outside, but let me start by saying this. just to set the tone. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, students, I want you to hear this. It's okay to be proud of your country. It's okay to be proud of your country, the United States of America. You heard it in the song earlier, land of the free, home of the brave. So what I want to talk to you about, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Who are the brave? Well, we introduced them earlier, the veterans that are in the room right now. Who is a veteran? I don't want you to have this mental picture, this veteran is this old guy like me standing up here talking to you on Veterans Day. Because right now, serving all around the world are veterans, men and women of our armed forces. Average age probably about 24, 26, not much older than you sitting out here in high school right now. But veterans are dads, they're moms, their sons, their daughters, their aunts, their uncles, they're real people. They serve for their families, and they serve for their hometowns. Now, I grew up in Stephenville. Y'all don't hold that against me, all right? Yeah, I served for Stephenville, but I didn't join the Air Force for some patriotic reason. I'm going to be honest with y'all right now. I joined the Air Force to play football. Go figure, how's that? That's not very patriotic, is it? But what I learned was that I had become part of something much bigger than myself. A cause of patriotism that transcends time. And so I came to know that I not only joined the military for freedom and for my hometown in Stephenville, but I want to show you all something. I served for 26 years, 4 months, and 2 days for Granbury, Texas. All across this nation, veterans serve, and we can be proud of that. But here's what veterans learn. I mentioned that what Kenny Weldon learned, that I'd become part of something bigger than myself. But what veterans learn is that there is a unique bond, a common bond against nothing can overcome. The spirit of patriotism, self-respect, discipline, humility, courage, honor, and integrity. You see, these are values that are essential for the profession of arms. And they're values that are rare in today's society. Veterans in the room today, thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you represent. Thank you for what you became. Thank you for what you remain. Thank you for what you represent for our country. Of what that means, because you've got to hear these words to appreciate just a little bit about what it means to serve. I'm going to read you just a little bit of the creed from each of the military services. Listen to these words carefully. The Army. I am an American soldier. I am a warrior, a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and I live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. Navy, I am a United States sailor. I represent the fighting spirit of the Navy and those who have gone before me to defend freedom and democracy around the world. Marine Corps, this is my rifle. There is many like it, but this one is mine. My rifle is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it as I must master my life. My rifle without me is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless. I must fire my rifle true. I must shoot straighter than my enemy who is trying to kill me. I must shoot him before he shoots me. This I will. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will not falter. I will not fail. Why are these creeds so important? because evil is real. You see, this world is made up of two kinds of people, only two. You may say, well, it's a lot more complicated than that. No, it's not. It's really simple. There's two kinds of people. There are people that give, and there are people that take. Our world is full of evil, people that seek to take from others, people that seek to diminish the role and the meaning of life. Our country was founded on the idea of giving. We as a nation are a nation of givers. War is a terrible thing. The words in those creeds signify the spirit of a warrior in time of war to overcome evil so that we can experience the life of giving, the freedom that we understand. We need to appreciate the fact that as Americans, there is an unbroken chain of veterans. From Lexington and Concord, you've studied that in the history books. The very first day that an American stepped on the battlefield to defend those words of freedom, a shot heard round the world. That chain continues today in a place called Syria. And as we sit in the comfort of this room today, there are soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine, Coast Guardsmen that are standing in harm's way to defend our freedom. Be proud of that. Be thankful of that. They love their country. Do you love your country? I hope you do. Okay, but let's don't play around with that word love. Because to a veteran, love means something that is ultimate. Because as a veteran, you sign your name, so they say, on a check. And the amount of that check is equal to and up to a value equaling your life. Greater love has no one than to lay down his life for his friend. Veterans have taken an oath to defend the freedom of this nation in a meaning of love that is in its truest sense. We can be proud of that. We can also be proud of something that every veteran and every service member looks at with pride. I mentioned earlier the veterans that are around the world today. Every single one of them on their uniform, every aircraft, every ship has a symbol of freedom. It's our flag. What are flags? What do flags represent? Well, flags go back a long time. I won't give you the whole history of it, but let me tell you, it's been a rallying point for warriors since time began. You've heard of Francis Scott Key. He stood on the deck of a ship in Baltimore Harbor, and he penned a song that we sang earlier. To him, that flag represented this, because as he was on the deck of that ship, it was during the night. And there were bombs bursting, but he couldn't see clearly. And as the sun rose, he didn't know if the cause of freedom and the nation that was trying to be born was going to stand that test or not. Would the flag still be flying? Victory or defeat? Freedom or king rule? It was flying, wasn't it? A symbol of freedom. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Honor the flag. The flag represents the freedoms we enjoy. When a veteran sees a flag, that spirit of freedom rings true. Have that be what it represents in your life. We've talked about the home of the brave. Let me talk about the land of the free. What is freedom? What is freedom? How did our freedom begin in this country? Well, it began on a ship. And some people left Europe because they said, you're not going to tell me how I'm going to worship my God. So I'm going to come to this new world. And they lived here for a while, and they prospered. And then that group of people said, you're not going to tax me and take money that I've earned and take it back to your monarchy and do with it as you want to, king. Because the Bible I read tells me that all men are created equal. I don't serve a king, I serve a God. So I'm going to write a document that declares that all men are created equal. And we are going to declare our freedom from the monarchy of a king. Thomas Jefferson penned those words, didn't he? He included these three statements: that there were inalienable rights to those people, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That defines freedom. The freedoms that became part of our Constitution, the land of the free. Granbury, don't take those freedoms for granted. Freedom is fragile. Freedom is hard. Let me give you a little example about how hard it is. Our Constitution sets us apart from all other people. You've studied it. What does the Constitution say? We the people is how it begins in the preamble. It sets out a form of government that no one in this world had ever experienced. 3 branches of government, right? But what was different? This thing called a republic. In other words, the people did something to represent the words. And what was that? They voted. They were given the power to determine the government that would guide them. I said it was hard. Freedom is hard. All right, let's just do a little exercise here about what that means. I want every white male student to stand up. If you're white and you're male, I want you to stand up. All right. All right, listen up, students. This is really important. All right, if you're a white male student and you own a piece of land, I want you to keep standing up. Otherwise, I want you to sit down. If you're a white male student and you personally own a piece of land, I want you to keep standing up. Everybody else, I want you to sit down. All right, so we had this Constitution. We declared our freedom. 1783, we became a nation. The first election, who did we elect president? George Washington. Only 6% of this free nation voted for Washington. Why is that? Because freedom, we didn't understand it. We didn't know what it meant. And we define freedom in your ability to vote, we the people, if you were a white landowner male. That was it. Freedom is hard. What does it mean? It wasn't until 1850 that the rest of the white males in the room could vote. So the rest of you white males, stand up. All right, everybody sitting down, do you feel free right now? No, you shouldn't. You live in a country that tells you you're free, but you have no right to determine its future. Our nation struggled with this. It fought an awful war because we said all men are created equal, but for 100 years we didn't recognize it. It tore our nation apart. And in 1870, we gave the 15th Amendment, which said all races can vote. But it said all males. So if you're African American or Hispanic male, I want you to stand up with the white males right now. Okay? 1870. All right, so who's not standing up right now? I'm going to tell you, there's no women standing up right now. There's no Native Americans standing up right now. And there's no Asians standing up right now. Freedom is hard. Our nation has been a nation for 100 years right now. And look at that, less than half the students are standing up. 1920, women's suffrage, the right to vote. I want the girls to stand up. All right, it feels pretty good right now, right? No, it doesn't. Because 1920, we'd gone through the greatest war. Nazi Germany came in. We fought 2 wars, the greatest war, the greatest generation, World War II. Yeah. The Code Talkers, Navajo Indians, one of the great ways that we were able to win the war, they couldn't vote. 1947, they were given the right to vote. If you're a Native American, you stand up right now. Okay, if you're Asian, 1952, stand up. There you go. All right, every student, Granbury High School ought to be standing up right now. I want you to look around. This is what freedom looks like. This is what our nation represents. Our nation represents standing together in unity to strive for freedom. As a people, we don't understand it, but we strive to attain it. The unity in this room right now is it doesn't matter your gender, male or female, your race, whether you own property or not. But let me tell you how hard it is. 2013 was the last Supreme Court decision about voting. It is a struggle. Freedom is fragile. Freedom is hard. But freedom, this is a picture of freedom. Now, students, I want you to give a gift to the veterans that are in this room right now that they're going to remember. Because you, as a picture of unity, as a picture of freedom, are going to send them a signal that's going to warm their heart. I'll start, and you follow. U-S-A. U-S-A. And that's what freedom sounds like. All right, take a seat. Thank y'all for letting me share a few words today. I want to end with this. For all that we do as a people, for all the work that we do, never forget that we can never succeed by our power alone. May God bless Granbury, Texas, the state of Texas, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Kenny Weldon, thank you, sir. Y'all don't remember the rivalry too much, but do you know how hard it is for a Stephenville Yellow Jacket to wear a Granbury Pirate shirt? Now we're going to have a special medley recognizing all of the different branches of service. And when yours is on the screen, please stand.
In the
Next, we will have the placement of the wreath. That is going to be by Hood County Judge Ron Massengale and Granbury Mayor Nin Hewlett, and bagpipes performed by Robert Silvestri. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Echo Tap performed by Wesley Barefoot and Adam Stone, Boy Scout Troop 360 and Granbury High School Band. Now the Marine Corps JROTC Cadet Major Rebecca Collum going to share with you I Am the Flag.
I am the flag of the United States of America by Howard Stauber. I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over institutions of learning. I stand guard with power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident, I am arrogant, I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped, I am saluted. I am loved, I am revered, I am respected, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. I was flown at Valley Forge, Gettysburg, Shiloh, and Appomattox. I was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, and the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Korea, and Vietnam. I was there. I led my troops. I was dirty, battle-weary, and tired, but my soldiers cheered me, and I was proud. I have been burned, torn, and trampled on streets of countries I have helped set free. It does not hurt, for I am invincible. I have been soiled upon, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my country, and when it's by those whom I've served in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth and stood watch over the uncharted frontiers of space from my vantage point on the moon. I have borne silent witness to all of America's finest hours, but my finest hours are yet to come. When I am torn into strips and used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the battlefield, when I am flown at half-mast to honor my soldier, or when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory, long may I wave. Dear God in heaven, long may I wave.
Detail. Forward. March. Left. Right. Left. 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 Right.
Cadet Major Rebecca Collins, thank you very much. And a very special musical presentation now by Randy Alda. He's a Navy veteran. When you look at the flag, what do you see?
Easy. 50 stars, one for every state, and 13 stripes, that's great. But I hope you see more. When I look at the flag, I see the stars up in the sky. Reminds me I can't count all of those who died for me. The red stripes, I see the shedding of blood that bought my freedom in this land I love. And the white stripes are for our liberty that we enjoy in this land of the free. What do you see when you look at the flag? Do you think holiday, 4th of July and parades, a weekend with family, a day at the lake, burgers and dogs, those times are so great. I hope you see more. When I look at the flag, I see I see the shedding of blood that bought my freedom in this land I love. And white stripes are for our liberty that we enjoy in this land of the free. What do you see? Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. What do you see? What do you see? When I look at the flag, I see the stars up in the sky. Reminds me I can't count all of those who died for me. The red stripes, I see the shedding of blood that bought my freedom in this land I love. And the white stripes are for our liberty that we enjoy in this land of the free. What do you see? What do you see? I hope you see more, much more than just red, white, and blue.
Randy Alden, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, sir, very much. Next, with some remarks, we have Wade Clark, retired Navy. Wade?
Good morning. My name is Wade Clark. Most people will just know me as Tammy Clark's husband. I teach auto shop here at the high school, and Dr. Glenn, our superintendent, asked me to say a few closing remarks. Please don't judge him too harshly. He's still new, and I'm sure he's going to make better decisions in the future. On behalf of our entire community, I would like to thank the veterans and their families in attendance today. Many sacrifices were made by you and yours to keep our country safe, and for this, we will forever be grateful. I would also like to thank those responsible for today's program, the speakers, the students, and the many people behind the scenes for recognizing the importance of this day and the importance of ensuring that each generation knows that it is through the sacrifice of our veterans and their families that we are able to live in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. Several years ago, a much younger, wild-eyed Wade Clark joined the United States Navy. I was seeking adventure and excitement and an opportunity to serve my country, just as my father had before me and his before him. I found all of those things and many more. I found a sense of purpose and a life of service. But it was not without cost to me and my family. I served 24 years on active duty that were filled with deployments, late night phone calls to go places I couldn't talk about or sometimes even pronounce. With no return date or knowledge of the mission that lay ahead, there were lots of tears, lots of laughs, lots of friends made, and lots of friends lost. In the end, I wouldn't change a thing. That life made me who I am today. The good parts and the bad, It is the reason I still seek joy in service to others. As the holidays approach, take time to reflect on all the things that you are thankful for, and say a special prayer for those in harm's way, for our veterans and their families to whom we owe so much. On behalf of meat eaters everywhere, thank you.
Once again, thank everyone for being here. What an absolutely incredible, glorious day. A great time to be an American. I want to thank once again GISD, the City of Granbury, the Veterans Committee, everyone involved in making this a huge success. And Pirate Nation, I got one more thing I need to ask of you. As we close this out, if you wouldn't mind letting the veterans pass before you guys leave. Thank you very much, and God bless America.